Anastasia, Alfredo, it is such a pleasure to meet with you guys. And I'm particularly thrilled, Alfredo, with all the work you've done in bringing this fabulous issue to us. So, Alfredo, this is a story that I would say is pretty transformational, although it seems like incremental change over many years. What do you think at the heart of the matter is of value for the development community?
Well, I was struck by kind of a redefinition or focusing on a different type of outcome. So, clearly anytime you're working on income generation activities, actual results of, new vegetables, handicrafts, sales, and then people being able to reinvest and that lasting over time, hopefully without being externally subsidized, is really important. And, this project clearly showed some of those results. But I'm really struck by and we were struck, we noticed this throughout the process on the social interaction focus of it. And I just want to read just two really short pieces and ask maybe if just really was struck by this focus on social interaction and energy and autonomy of a network of local women to be able to carry this forward. I found that to be a much more important outcome because the project can walk away and these relationships are in place. And two phrases struck me from within the article. Probably even more important than know-how of agricultural techniques was the increased know-how of social interaction among intermediaries and beneficiaries. And then the other one related that also struck me was, although women's livelihoods improved, which we mentioned earlier, the greatest, most sustainable impact was probably the improvement in women's capabilities to take action and see opportunities in their own environment. And it strikes me that the project itself took time to see opportunities in the environment, add a little bit of value, and then really build on this idea of social capital, social interaction, and realize that was the biggest outcome. That would be what would leave energy and possibility for continued action in place. And so I just think that I rarely see projects that frame that as the outcome because it doesn't seem like it's powerful enough. It doesn't seem like that sort of social interaction is worth betting on. But at the end of the day, it seems like the most important outcome. So maybe Anastasia could even just comment on, did you know that was the case all along, that this was what you were betting on?
As I read your paper, Anastasia, I was thinking, wow, the work that you did over so many years. Could you bring us back to when you first went to Bangladesh and maybe walk us through the arc of your work?
So the first time I arrived in Bangladesh was in 2007, but it was many years after the program had started with a team. And my supervisor had even started working with some team members of the NGO in 1994. So when I arrived, there was already a project going on that I wasn't sure I could really understand, and the idea was that I should evaluate a bit how the NGO was working at this time. And of course I understood that there had been poverty, and the first people I met were actually not eating more than once a day and facing a lot of very acute problem. The first woman I ever talked to in Bangladesh was facing the fact that the next day there would be a trial and probably her son would be hanged just because they were poor. They couldn't have afforded any lawyer and anyone to defend themselves. Then I started to try to understand the project, and quickly I couldn't really evaluate it because I understood that what was going on was different in each village. In the NGO, with these women, we're really experimenting many different problems. So we decided that I could take a step back and just ask them what were the biggest challenge they were facing, but also look at opportunities. And all that went to the social fabric, that it was especially men in Bangladesh, in this very patriarchal society, men who would restrict women from going outside the home because of the purdah. But it was also the neighbors or rich men in the community, in the village, who were also the people who were supportive, who